Are you ready to welcome your headliner of the night now?
Holy shit, what exciting news, guys! I just found out that I am never wrong. That's awesome. That's so good. Hi guys, nice to meet you. As Oleg said, my name is Tara, and I'm originally from the US. Which means that I've been living here in Europe pursuing my big American dream. Thank you, yeah. And that dream, of course, is having health care. That's the dream, yeah. I know we were talking about online dating earlier. I actually hate online dating. Maybe some of you can relate. I can't sense chemistry from a picture. I really struggle with that, right? So I like nights like tonight because sometimes what I'll do is I'll just like see someone's eyes from across a room and I'll sense, wow, there's definitely a connection between us. And that connection definitely could be a visa. That's right. I'm actually extra happy to be here tonight because I had kind of a rough week. I had a bad interaction, and I know you guys have had this type of interaction before. It was with someone that you keep in your phone for like one reason, if you know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. And you're always texting them, but they'll never text you back when you need something. They'll only text you when they need something, or worse, they always end up ghosting you, and you kind of just wish they would die. Landlords, am I right? Thanks for laughing at that, because you guys, I said that at a gig in Luxembourg, and I shit you not, nobody laughed. I was like, wait a second, this is Luxembourg. You fuckers are the landlords. I've been living in Berlin for about 3 years, and living in Berlin is such a trip. I have such weird conversations with people. Like, I had a day off the other day, and I was texting a girlfriend. She's like, what are you doing on your day off? I'm like, well, I'm binge watching Love is Blind. Yeah, I was. Thank you. And she's like, you know, Terry, you really shouldn't do that. It rots your brain. And I was like, well, what are you doing on your day off? She goes, acid. All right. And when I first moved here, I was super motivated. You know, I was determined to integrate. I was taking all the German classes, doing the whole thing, and then I just started getting more and more depressed and angry about the interactions I was having on the street. I started staying home and only leaving my house at 6 p.m., and I started to get more bitter, more cold, more angry, more sad, and then I realized, holy shit, I've integrated. Wears you down. Like a lot of comedians you see, I have problems. My problems started young. I grew up an only child, or as my single mother calls it, a surprise gift from God. Yeah, I was a Valentine's Day baby. So I was conceived on Valentine's Day and born on Halloween. The math works out. So I asked my mom what was the plan. She goes, there was no plan. One night your father just wouldn't use a condom. I was like, why are you telling me that at age 7? But don't feel too sad. I found out the best way to get back at my mom. Now whenever I go home, I show up unannounced. Yeah, that's right. I knock on her door. I was like, hey mom, surprise little gift from God here. She's like, you're not supposed to be here, Tara. I'm like, I know. And she used to always call me her little miracle, which is hilarious because you know what increases the chances of a miracle, right? Banging without a condom. And my mom was very overprotective. To this day, super overprotective. Do you guys remember when the aquarium exploded here in Berlin? Do you remember that? Yeah? Well, you guys, my mom texts me from the US, oh my God, are you okay? I was like, Mom, we're in a city of 3.7 million people. She goes, well, you always were 1 in a million. You can see why I have problems, right? Yeah, she really sold me on this miracle thing. She said, Terry, you're a miracle. You're going to do great things. Well, guess what? Life has proven that wrong on so many occasions. I know, I don't want to be too self-deprecating, but I have dedicated my whole life to the arts, and it's only this past year, guys, that I finally appeared on television. Thank you. In Romania. You don't always get what you want, no. I alluded to this early, I am pretty single. Strangely enough, I recognize this guy from all the apps. Yeah, it's you again. It's you again. He keeps popping up. Oh man, it is harder for me though, because you guys, I actually had a milestone birthday. This year I turned fucking 40, y'all. Thank you. Yes. I'm kind of shocked about it because that means that I'm at that age where I am a MILF. But no kids, so that makes me an ILF. That's who I am, yeah. I gotta spend a lot of effort now. I gotta spend a lot of effort on my look. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've been investing in my look a little bit. Been investing. Thank you, yeah. Thanks, yes. Thanks. Yeah, I didn't realize how expensive it was to stay cute. Holy shit, right? So I started getting my eyebrows done, which, if you don't know what that means, it means I now pay 30 euros a month to look a little bit surprised all the time. It's worth it, yeah. It's interesting though, like being my age, I have a lot of girlfriends that have now been married for a long time or partnered, and they're just now considering leaving their partners, and I am begging them. Begging them to reconsider. I had a girlfriend tell me, Tara, I love this man. We have built a life together, but we can't get emotional. We can't talk about deep issues. I'm like, girl, I can't talk to the dudes I'm dating about wearing a condom. You're gonna be fine. Yeah, it is pretty interesting. I'm at that age where I don't get a lot of flirtation in person anymore, but what I do get is a lot of creepy Instagram messages. Yeah, I got one the other day. It was so strange. They say the weirdest thing. This guy was like, hey, pretty, are you looking for a daddy that can spoil you financially? I was like, excuse me? I am a middle-aged professional artist. Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys think I should answer that one, huh? I've done enough healing in my life that my inner demons, you know, those voices, they're no longer mean to me, they're just skeptical. You know, like they used to say, Tara, no one will ever love you. Now they're like, somebody might. Does anyone else have to work hard to block those negative voices? Yeah? So listen, what I do is I just block my mom on Facebook. That's right. Do you guys like dark jokes? Do you like dark jokes? Alright. It's gonna get a little personal. So I am doing my work, I'm doing my healing. Have you guys heard this phrase that you're attracted to people like your parents? Have you heard this phrase? Yeah? Well, a little tough for me because, guys, my dad died when I was young. If you have too much empathy, the jokes don't work. Very nice of you, but pull it back, okay? Just go with me here, yeah. Thank you. So even though I never knew my dad, I find myself subconsciously attracted to people like my dad. Yeah. So I don't hit on people at parties, nuh-uh. I hit on them at funerals. The dead ones. You guys, obviously these are jokes. These are jokes. These are jokes. Thank you. Yeah, I don't actually date dead guys, no. Just dead emotionally. Doing very well in Berlin. And like a lot of women, I really love unavailable men. Like, love it. I take this shit to the next level. Like, I will find these awesome online profiles of dudes. Like, they're so awesome that their friends are writing all this good shit on their friend's page. And I'm like, holy shit, these dudes are dead. But you guys, now I've matured. Now instead of going after those guys, I just go after people who are about to die. You know, like teachers in US schools. citizens without health care. Or Joe Biden himself. It is interesting being an American living abroad. I have a lot of cultural misunderstandings. I'm sure a lot of you other immigrants can relate. I had a very bad one the other day at the dentist. Make some noise if you like going to the dentist. Woo! All right. Right on. There's always a couple fucking freaks in the crowd. Every show, man. It's all right. I said that the other day, and some guy raised his hand. He goes, I love going to the dentist. He goes, I love the hands in my mouth. I was like, whoa, Germany has something for everybody. Yeah, but it was really bad. My dentist tried to kill me, right? German dentist. Long story short, she tried to kill me. It was very bad. The thing was is that, my throat was filling up with water, and she wouldn't let me spit. Like every guy I've ever dated, yeah. And I had to go back for a second cleaning, and in the meantime, they had done something to try to relax the patients. They installed a screen above. So guess what was playing on the screen above as you were attempting to relax as a dentist is digging into your mouth? It was lions ripping apart flesh. I was like, what makes them think that this is relaxing? And I was like, well, this is Germany. This is a lot tamer than the bedtime stories they read the children. Or the memories of their grandparents. And listen, I feel like I can say that joke because I am from the US. Right? A culture, yes, a culture where we conveniently forget our problematic past. We forget that we were responsible for 12 seasons of The Big Bang Theory. Oh man, I have done a lot of healing. Can you guys make some noise if you're in therapy? Who's in therapy? Couple fans, yeah. My therapist said something really messed up the other day. She said, Tara, you've been single so long, I'm pretty sure that you have avoidant tendencies, right? I know. I was like, I'm not avoiding intimacy, no. So I did what anyone smart would do, and I blocked her number. That's right. And it was a really bad session last week because what I realized is that my therapist is becoming a hippie. Right? They do that as they get older. They start to get into alternative practices. She used to be so practical. She was like, here's your medication, here's your coping skills. Our last session, she was like, Tara, I want you to visualize a light surrounding your heart. Right? And then she had the nerve of trying to charge me for the session. So I was like, listen, I want you to visualize your paycheck. Try manifesting. Yeah, I am at that age where I feel like I've done enough healing where I want to be in a relationship. But I'm a very honest person, which makes me a terrible flirt. Terrible, right? Like, my best pickup line is, you look like a guy I'd take the morning after pill for. And when you're single, people have a lot of questions. Like, I was at the doctor's office the other day, and my doctor's like, who's your emergency contact? I was like, I do not have one. And like, who do we call if something happens? I'm like, I don't know, the DJ upstairs? And he's like, no, Tara, like, if you die, who do we call to clean up the body? I was like, oh, well, definitely my landlord. Let him have it, yeah. I have all kinds of cultural misunderstandings. It's not always the big things, sometimes it's the small things. And I'm someone who experiences a lot of anxiety, right? So what really freaked me out when I first moved here was my washer, right? Let me explain, because in the US we have a washer and we have a dryer. Here in Europe we just have one washer that spins around like crazy, sucking out all the water at the end. That was terrifying to me, right? And if you don't nail it down, it starts to shake aggressively and come at you. Just like Germans. There's always a small contingency of immigrants that love that joke. And a larger portion that are scared of getting deported. I want a relationship. I want a relationship really bad. And if I'm being honest with you in the set, I should actually update you guys that after 5 years of being single, I am finally dating somebody. Thank you. Best part is he's Brazilian. That's right. So he's always doing all these really sweet Brazilian things, like banging me passionately. Yeah. He is very passionate though. Like our first night together, he kissed my lips so hard, I looked like a celebrity with a lip job. It was awesome. It was so good, right? He has other love languages too. Like he likes to cook me food, which is so sweet. He's always cooking for me. But because that's his love language, he gets pissed if I don't finish the full meal. Yeah, it's a little crazy. So he's always pushing food in front of me and saying things like, Tara, eat, you must eat. I'm like, am I banging a Brazilian dude or an Italian grandmother? Shit gets confusing. Do we have the stomach for one more dark one? Yeah. Well, I'm sad to say it, but it didn't actually work out with Brazilian guy. I know, but I got a new joke out of it. So that's worth it to me. So I still want that relationship, and I do think it's gotten a lot harder these days to get a boyfriend. I started dating before all this online dating. Back in the day, if you wanted a boyfriend, you used to just poke a hole in the condom. You got a man trapped. You got him trapped for 18 years. Or less than 6 weeks in Texas. Oh no, too soon? Too soon? 6 weeks is too soon. Oh my God, you guys, I was nervous to do that joke. I was nervous, but I was thinking about it backstage. I was like, no way, Tara, this is your set, yeah. This is your comedy set, and you are the only one that can kill it at the end. I stand as a person, I fully support a woman's right to choose. I do. Absolutely. Thank you. Unless that choice is to keep the baby. Okay. Can you guys give me a cheer if you are in your 30s or 40s and trying to date? I should just leave right now, guys. I have no audience left. It's very grim, yeah, except for this guy who I'm seeing on Tinder all the time. I really haven't seen you, sir. It's fine. Who's in their 20s? Make some noise if you're in your 20s. Oh shit, you're way too young for me. Now we know, it's fine. Just to educate you young folks, take advantage now, right? Really enjoy yourself, get to know yourself, choose as you will, because it's not so serious when you're young, right? You have a lot of time. Like when you're dating in your 20s, it's like taking a vacation. You book a nice flight and you're like, let's see where this goes. But let me tell you, when you're dating when you're older, it's a lot like when I book with Ryanair. Because eventually you look down at your date and you're like, I am ashamed I am writing this. But it was literally the only one available. I like being single. I do, but there are certain things I don't like about being single. For example, I actually don't like vibrators. Hear me out. Hear me out. I like the feeling of a vibrator. I just don't like the sound of a vibrator. Don't pretend like you fuckers don't know the sound of a vibrator. I know you know the sound of a vibrator. Tinder date? What does the sound of a vibrator make?
I don't use it.
You don't use it? No. Oh, this guy knows. What does the sound of a vibrator make? That was pretty good, yeah. That's the sound. Good job, yeah. So I find that sound distracting, right? I'm more of a realistic girl. I want things to look realistic. I want them to feel realistic. And I actually want them to sound realistic. I know, right? So I think they should actually sound like this. I'm So, can we just keep things casual then? That is a realistic sex toy. That has been my time. I've been Tara. Thank you very much.